So don't be surprised after looking at the thumbnail, okay? You all would be like, यार इसने तो बहुत degrees ली, इसने तो बहुत पढ़ाई की है, and he's the one who's telling that it's not the degree but the skills which matter. But trust me, after getting into the corporate life and after having this corporate experience, I've realized one thing, that no matter how many degrees you have, no matter how many qualifications you have, it's your strive for excellence, strive for passion, and strive to achieve more, desire to achieve more, that matters ultimately. So I'll tell you so many people and so many examples who have multiple degrees but even they have not achieved success the way they could have achieved, as compared to people who have achieved a lot of success in their lives without any qualifications as well. So disclaimer to give to all of you is that I'm not demotivating you in order to study, but I'm just telling you the harsh reality or the bitter truth that it's your strive for excellence which matters ultimately, and after a point of time your degree is not going to matter. See, no doubt that degree is a good starting point. So in order to get into any company, in order to get a good placement, you ought to have a qualification without which any company is not going to recruit you. But the point here is that after your qualification or after your entry point in that company, it's not that your degree is going to help you in order to get promotions, grow in your career trajectory. It's the other skills or the other deliverables which are going to matter a lot. So let's take an example. You've been given a deliverable of maybe fulfilling or completing a task and you aren't able to fulfill that deliverable, or maybe you aren't able to fulfill the expectations of your manager. So in that case, no matter how many degrees you have, no matter what your qualifications are, you aren't going to get a good career growth because you weren't able to fulfill the expectations of your manager, and that is very, very important. Of course, basis these degrees which you're going to get, your skill set is going to develop. So like I was interviewing Raj Shamani and he had also told that the degrees are definitely going to help you in order to get those skill sets. The best way to avoid the fear of failure is by having the right skill set. So even if you're having the skill set of maybe let's say coding, or you are expert in Python, or you're expert in finance, all these skill sets are definitely going to help you even if you fail in your particular venture, even if you fail in order to grow in your career, or even if you fail if you start up something of your own. So let me tell you that the skills are very important as compared to the qualifications which you have. So recently I was reading an article which stated that Google and Facebook, these are the two companies which do not hire their employees basis the 4-year degree or the 4-year qualification which they have. They'll give a particular test, they'll see if the candidate is able to score, or maybe if the candidate has the relevant expertise in that test, and basis that test Google or Facebook will acquire people. So the education system of India today is that you go to school, you go to colleges, you get the relevant qualification and degrees, and then only you think that you'll be able to get a good job. But there are so many examples nowadays that if you have the skill set, then the qualifications won't matter a lot, and you can just try for a job basis those skill sets, which is very, very important. So like you would also know the story of Cred, when the intern was just applying in Cred and he posted on LinkedIn about his work, and Kunal Shah, who's the founder of Cred, he found the relevant design very, very impactful, and he just hired that intern without any qualification or without any degree because he liked his work. In fact, in the year 2019, Apple CEO Tim Cook said that they had employed more than half of the people in 2019 from US without the 4-year college degree. And he stated that we don't want the qualifications or degrees, but we want the person to acquire the skill set, and if he has the relevant skill set, we are ready to hire him. So you know what, the education system is completely going to change even in India, and there are so many edtech startups which are trying to revolutionize the entire education system, wherein they are trying to replace schools and colleges, and they are trying to provide internships, mentorships to people so that people can develop the relevant skill set and not mug up, which is happening in the current education system. Like this is the biggest problem of the Indian education system, where people have to mug up a lot in order to get the relevant expertise, and after they mug up, then only they are able to get that qualification, and basis that qualification they are admitted in any particular university or any particular company which is going to hire in campus placement. After your stepping point in a corporate role, your career is going to begin, and you have to constantly prove yourself, or you have to constantly ensure that you are better than others. But while I'm saying this, there's one point which is also very important, that if you are going to be better than others, you shouldn't compare your performance with your peers' performance. So what, I'll just put it differently. So there are two things, comparison and setting benchmarks. If you're trying to compare yourself with your peers or with some other person, it is going to involve a lot of jealousy, which is not going to be healthy in your life. On the other hand, if you're going to set benchmarks in your life, you're going to completely get inspired by the people's performance, and I think you're going to get a lot of inspiration in order to do more and give more, so that even you are able to grow as a person. Stop comparing and start setting benchmarks, and instead of getting jealous, start getting inspired, so that your growth trajectory is going to be exponential. People tell you a lot of examples of maybe Kunal Shah, who dropped out from an MBA, Nikhil Kamath, who's a school dropout, or even Steve Jobs, who dropped out from his college university. But the bigger point is that no one tells tells you that the attitude, that is going to matter a lot. All these people have the common attitude of giving more, and they are looking for some problem so that they can help and add value in people's lives. So they just want to solve any particular problem, and they are doing that by targeting their customers and solving that problem so that even they are going to add value in people's lives. So remember one thing, if you add value in people's lives, that is ultimately going to benefit you. And if you take an example of any startup, what is it doing? It is just ultimately adding value in people's lives. Taking an example of a Zepto, which is 10 minutes grocery delivery app, it is adding value in people's lives. Take an example of FamPay. What they're doing, they're just adding value in the teenager's life so that they can help them achieve financial independence. So basically, you need to ensure that if you want to grow your revenues or profits, you need to constantly add value in people's lives. And once you start adding value in people's lives, automatically by word of mouth, people are going to refer your product to another person, and that is how you're going to grow day by day. All these people whom I've just named, if you dissect the lives of these people, one thing which you will find common in all of them, it is purpose and vision. It is absolutely important to filter down the process of understanding between what you're going to achieve now as compared to what you want 5 years down the line. To put it differently, one of the greatest community thinkers of our time, Naval Ravikant, he states that if you want to get rich without getting lucky, play wealth creation games and not status games. Simply put your eyes and ears open, collaborate actively, play to your strengths, give back to the community, and solve one problem. Try to make your surroundings a happy place to get the shit done. There's a vast difference between having degrees and being well educated. Never confuse the two. Being well educated does not mean that you have the relevant qualifications. Being well educated is when you have the relevant skill set and you're applying that skill set in your day-to-day life in order to become a better person. Applying your theoretical knowledge in your practical life is when you are well educated. Well, over time, skills compound and the world is your candy store. Go there and grab it. Well, I'll just end it with a very good quote from Silicon Valley. If you can't code, then create content. If you can't create content, then start writing. If you can't write, then start reviewing. And that's where you will be able to become a better person. And that's when you'll be able to develop and acquire the relevant skill set. So if you do like this video, share it with all your friends. And once again, I'm stating that this is not a video where you should just quit studying and focus on the skill set. It's like you have to give more and you have to acquire those skill sets in order to achieve more in your life. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, share it with all your friends and subscribe to my channel so that I can create more videos for all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.